This is a lovely looking gift. I would be very happy to receive this. It looks beautiful. Part of what makes it beautiful is the tissue paper, is the decoration. This is what causes an emotional response for people. When they see something pleasing, we can often trigger that visceral emotional response that says, I want that. Now, what does this have to do? What does this gift bag and tissue paper have to do with UX? I'm so glad that you asked. What I want to talk about today is the difference between decorative images and information-carrying images. There's an important distinction. Decorative images are the types of images that we often see way overused on sites. It's the stock images that don't add any real substance to the page. It's images that are just kind of filler or that people feel like they've seen everywhere else on the web. What happens is users tend to see those images and they ignore the rest of them on the page because they get the sense that none of them have any value. Decorative images can also have the downside of pushing important content further down the page, which means that users have to work harder to actually get to the real stuff they came for. On the other hand, information-carrying images like the product page pictures that we all love and see, when we can zoom in on details and get to really understand what it is that we're looking at, those images add a lot of value for users. So people spend a lot of time carefully looking at them and using them to kind of make decisions about what's important. So when you're considering your content for your site, make sure that you're carefully assessing whether or not you're using a decorative image or an information-carrying image, and which one is going to be more valuable to your users. Yes, decorative images do have value and they can be very well used to support the brand and the tone of voice, but you never want to overdo it to the point where people can't get to the actual content. So this all looks really nice, but what I'm really interested in is what's inside. Oh, this lovely bird picture. So remember, when you're considering what type of images to show, if you're leaning towards decorative images, use them sparingly and with purpose to support your brand and your tone of voice. But don't use them to the point where you're going to obscure the actual content that people are coming for. Instead, consider using information-carrying images, which add a lot more value to your page.